EmKay, one question haunts and hurts.
Too much to mention.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to Top Oz Fandom Podcast, Down the Yellow Brick Pod, in our 7th season. Too much to mention because we are still at it. I'm Tara.
And I'm EmKay, and we are your royal custodians meets Connie and Carla of Oz, preserving and peeling back the curtain on the wonderful world located somewhere over the rainbow and its perseverance in culture.
Join us tossing open our textbooks and grimoires as we fall down fresh new rabbit holes this season.
You may find us hanging out with Elphaba's granddaughter in Gregory Maguire's Another Day series.
Or taking a detour, second star to the right and straight on to morning.
Or chasing Judy Garland-size rainbows.
Or perhaps providing our L. Frank to be exact, analysis of Wicked for Good. Don't be offended.
In addition, we will also be conducting interviews with Ozian delights in our Slipperhood, Good Witch, and Masters Behind the Curtain series. Stay tuned for a magical lineup of guests.
The Wizard of Oz has been with us, like so many of you, since our earliest of memories, and now in adulthood, it's gotten us through some frightening times. And friends, we have such faith that it will continue to do so.
Off the pod, please say hi to us on Instagram and TikTok, and consider joining our Patreon Pod Squad if you haven't already. Exclusive content and community events and bonus giveaways, oh my! We live to spoil our Patreon fam, and they are the first to receive all official Down the YBP updates, including discounts to live shows, merch, and our annual retreat. Sign up today with a free week trial at any tier. Your support makes the pod's dreams that we dared to dream really do come true.
Now, may the world of Oz continue to be a bewitching escape in bewildering years, nostalgic and nuanced, and keep on changing us for good. To Oz, EmKay.
To Oz. Michael Luongo is an actor and longtime Oz fan who has called NYC his Emerald City home for the past 12 plus years, along with his fiancée Joey. No stranger to magical worlds, Michael played Lord Canaan and understudied J.M. Barrie on the national tour of Finding Neverland in 2018 to 2019. He earned his BFA in musical theater from Montclair State University, where he spent 4 glorious years honing his craft with your co-host, Tara Tag. For more info, visit michael-luongo.com or find him on Instagram at Michael Luongo.
Is it time to dive in?
I think
Should I give us our oracle? Should I give us our card?
Oh yeah, do our tarot reading.
Yeah.
Okay, so I pulled this so you didn't have to listen to me flip through cards and drop them on the ground. I did this before we jumped on. We got so sweet.
It's the hands.
The 3 of flowers.
Ophi and Glinda.
Yes,
With
and
their
then wait,
little
hold on.
hands.
While I'm here, here is the cover. Of course, I own it because I own
Oh.
everything.
There.
I was like, I have that one.
Like, it's there. Go find it.
Time for dancing at the Ozdust Ball. The 3 of Flowers welcomes you to celebrate with your best friends, rejoicifying in each other's company. This card speaks to a spike in creativity, collaboration, and connection, leveraging everyone's talents to do more than anyone could do on their own.
That's so sweet.
I love that.
Honestly, this episode wouldn't exist if we all didn't leverage our talents.
This is true. We're so talented.
Also, this is one of my favorite things from the Wicked film, I think in general.
The hand
Because
on the forehead.
It's a beautiful, weird gesture that means
But
so much.
But we get it without having
Yes.
Right.
it explained.
If you know, you know.
Side
Yeah, you
joke.
just know.
But it's like something that came from something like so stripped down and raw, but it becomes like a little sweet little greeting, I see you, between the two of them throughout the films. Brilliant.
It
And I'm
reminds
sure
me
it
of
was
my
covered in play.
childhood bestie and I, Kelly.
Kelly.
For some reason, my grandma, because like she's close with my granny. My grandma's like favorite emoji is the one with it has like the hands out.
Yes.
And we just would
I love
laugh
that one.
so hard. We'd be like, why is that her favorite one? And she would put like 10 in a row. So now we always do that to each other. Just like, I know our listeners can't see, but it's like just your hands right next to your face. And it makes us
And
laugh.
what's funny about that emoji is I think that means hug, but I don't
It's like
Oh,
see it
warmth.
right. I don't see it as hug. I see
that
it
just
more
looks
as
like
like jazz
jazz
hands.
hands. Yeah. I'm
But
like, why is that
jazz,
her fave?
It's like
right.
you're gonna sing the what is it called from Alice in Wonderland, the flower song.
Yeah, you
In the
cannot
golden
go to these
Golden
afternoon.
other
Afternoon,
Yes.
yes. It's
Yes.
flowers.
giving talent show flower.
Talent show.
So yeah, that's our
Like the
little
director's
like
like, you're a flower, put your hands.
Yes.
This means you're a flower.
my granny's a flower. That's what she's feeling, okay?
We discussed, I need a full pause right here. I don't think we've
Yeah.
ever discussed this in your 3 episodes on the pod, but Michael was iconic in school for creating like language. Like honestly, a Gregory Maguire of our
Wow,
of our
that's a
time at Montclair.
big in a musical theater
So
program, the person who creates the lingo,
he created the lingo, and
that's an
I
important person.
repeat lingo that is greatly created. And I started spreading something that
I'm a
Michael
repeater.
created. And it became like a thing at my summer stock. So I was like, uh-oh, this is infecting the world. So Michael had this thing called TF, and it makes me laugh so much. TF. And it means talent free
I remember this.
Or
See, I even know
totally
about this.
or
fierce.
totally fierce.
It
It could
If you
be
depends
want the
both.
on,
positive spin
Yeah.
on it. But Michael, you created it when you were like a camp
Talent
counselor and trying to
free.
cast children in a play, and the
yes.
parents wanted to see what was on the like little sheet, the notes. So he would write TF
Oh,
down. The parents would know what it meant, but he would write it down as like, "Ooh, they're not. I probably can't have them be a lead." Is that
they're
correct,
talent
Michael?
free.
Correct.
Talent
It
free.
was right. It was like a code for me and the director to know like, okay,
Yeah.
we know where we need to place this child.
So we at school would be like, one of us would go up in class and do a song, and we'd be like, "Woof, that was
That
TF."
was TF, honey.
And the
Not
thing
totally
is
We
that
fierce.
weren't saying it because we were
and right, and
obsessed.
that became the vernacular. And then, as Tara said, then she did summer stock with a lot of kids from NYU and BOCO. So between like Montclair,
Fierce
NYU,
and
and
TF.
BOCO,
Oh my
then it's like
God.
we graduate college, we're in the real world, and people from all over are using TF
Are
TF.
in the
using
way.
it?
And it's like one of those things where it's like, I can't take credit for it because
But
there
you
may have been
should.
another camp counselor at
No, it's
another summer
Michael.
camp also having code, but
It's
it
you.
is pretty funny.
I just needed to
TF.
share that story here. TF. So
Yeah.
So
any
everyone use
listeners,
it.
embrace it. It's also
I'm
great, like
feeling TF
code.
today.
I'm feeling
But
so
that's
TF.
TF.
As our card said,
It's
like our talents are converging. We're like, nope, we're TF.
no, we are TF. We
Yeah,
reject
talent.
this card.
Yeah.
I think that's why I thought of it. The word talent was triggered. So funny.
Oh,
It's one
so
of my
good.
favorite college stories of all time.
You are the
We
Gregory
were hardly
Maguire.
ever TF, to be honest.
Yeah, y'all are just
We were
T.
fierce. We were also the kids of
Or
the word
oh,
fierce.
also TF,
Fierce was
but
good.
then FT meant full talent.
Full
We
So
did do that
you
too. We'd be like,
talent.
you reverse it,
FT.
so it's like TF FT.
See, there we go. I love it. It
We were
can
A
such an
morph.
innocent,
seed,
sweet time of musical
See.
theater
truly.
college.
Especially
Like it
like
was
now that we're
before social media
many
really took
years
off.
out of it,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
felt like Hogwarts. It was our magical, it was
Yeah.
our shiz. It was like
Yes.
I think about that a lot, like how fortunate we were to have 4 years, like basically studying magic. Um,
100%.
Truly.
very fortunate.
Yep.
Yeah. Playing pretend. Being asked to not
Play
Yeah.
shave my
rehearsal
armpits
or
for a
play, what do
store.
we call it? Play
For a
practice.
Play
show.
practice.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Play
Armpits?
practice. Yeah. I was like asked for we did cabaret. Em knows the
I
stories of
know all
cabaret.
these cabaret stories.
Which that's a whole other thing. Michael and I's first, I remember, I'll never forget with Michael, we went up to the roof of our theater because it was the first time we got cast in a show. We were freshmen, so freshmen normally don't get
Whoa, big
shows.
deal.
So we were in the ensemble of
Yeah.
cabaret, which was like a huge deal.
FT.
Full talent. We went up to the roof together and we looked at like the theater we were going to be performing at. I felt like we were on Broadway, Michael, that day.
and
Aww.
and
There's
also
nothing
we could see the theater in one direction and the skyline of New York City in the
in
other.
the
It
other.
Stop
was
it. You're like,
very like
we're
the end of
Magical.
needed.
Merrily We Roll Along.
We've
It's
needed
our
it.
time. It was
It's
it
our
was that moment for
time.
Breathe
us.
It
it
was so sweet.
in.
It truly was a magical moment, like in the film.
I
In
love
my
this.
life, this moment would be in it. And
Yeah.
yeah, we did so many things for the show that is insane. But one of them was please don't shave your armpits. So I was like,
This is
okay,
probably not for the pod, but um, Lori
maybe it is.
Seligman, Lori Seligman came
A
up to
great
visit
gal.
like 2 weeks ago,
Oh
and
my God, Lori.
I was just recounting to her of like now that we are grown adults, like really looking back of
Cackling.
that one exercise we did in cabaret that like was completely inappropriate. And
Oh
I've
like
heard
yeah.
of this.
when you
M
look back
knows.
at it as an adult, just like really
Should
being
not have
and
happened.
what we were talking about specifically was like the pressure of essentially if you didn't go with what was happening, that meant well you're not committed,
Oh,
or
that
Yes.
was
well
we were in that time of
Yeah.
theater. Yeah.
you're
100%.
not committed, or everyone's
There's
replaceable. So
another
if you
person
don't
who'll
want to
do
do
So
that,
this.
if you're not
Yes.
right?
doing it, ta-ta.
So I actually was just reflecting on like besides that exercise, the two students that like were like, no, we're not doing full nudity. I was like that like now we kind of back in the day it's like we looked at that as like,
Oh
oh,
yeah, we
like
were fully naked in the show as well.
you're being insert word that our the head of our program used a lot. Um but they actually were being like really brave and like, I don't want to do
Yeah.
this.
This is my
And
Yeah,
they
no,
boundary.
like
you're so
and they
right.
like stuck to their guns about that. Where a lot
Boundaries
of it,
back in the day were not
Well, I
cool,
think, I mean, if y'all like some
sadly.
college theater tea, listeners, I'll give a little context. So, this production of Cabaret we did really stretched like every kind of boundary limit that a production
I
can.
can't
It was
believe you
very
guys did this.
college. I mean, the nudity scene that we did at the end, I think, was in really
Like,
alarming
well
taste. I
done.
do think it
Oh,
served the
okay.
show.
Not. Mm.
Yeah, it served the show. It
yeah.
was us stripping down, going into gas chambers at the very end.
Ugh.
Um, it was horrifying. Like we would see the
Yeah.
audience
No,
just sobbing.
that's
And you
horrible.
couldn't see us. Like it was lit in a
It was
way that you
dark.
knew we were derobing, but
We were
you
in
felt disgusting.
silhouette and there was snow
Yeah.
falling. It was I mean, the ending
During
of
the
Cabaret
Avita
is very,
say.
yeah, it was very like startling and effective.
Yeah, for the
That I have
story.
no issues with. It
No,
was
it's like
this
how we got there is
exercise we
insane.
did. Yeah.
They
Oh.
like I'll share. Well, we had two things. We had some very inappropriate touching other people in the company exercises to make us more sexual with each other because they wanted us to create like a sexual environment for the Kit Kat Club. So in a guided exercise, I was like making out with someone and touching them. Like it's disgusting that we did this. That's one. And then Montclair putting you on blast, and then it's just insane that this was like okay, here we go.
Yeah,
And
this is our
I
day,
will
our school
say,
day.
I had kissed one boy up before this point. And this is probably, I did more kissing
Wow.
probably in this room ever in my life. Because like I was pretty,
Astoria's room.
I was a little baby. I was a little birdie baby, a little innocent cherub coming into this. And then, so we had that. And then to get us to do this exercise, to like take off our clothes for the first time, I had like a man screaming at me in the dark in German. I was crying. Like, I was laughing because it is like it's so absurd. It's so insane. Do you remember
I
Michael?
kind of
We won't name the
honestly like
man.
Michael blocked them
no
out.
Michael's like, oh
honestly
my God, reawakening a memory. You're
He's
Rain
like,
right
now I
now.
have trauma.
I'm bringing up the trauma. Literally
I did
screaming at me
not
in German, and we were taking off our clothes in the dark.
I remember that
Ugh.
now that you say that.
Like
But
we
the
were
thing
at the
I was talking about was
camps.
like specifically like the exercise where essentially like we were in two lines
Oh
staring at
my
the
God.
person next to us,
Yes.
and
Oh
essentially
my
like
God.
we were encouraged to just like touch each other's bodies, and then it
That's
was
the
like
one, the first
okay,
one.
and then you move down to the
Like
next
a square
person.
dance.
And the thing is that like obviously this is way before the time or the even the awareness of like
Of Me
intimacy
Too and
coordinators
No.
bullshit.
or like what
What's
you needed
that?
to, but it's like
No,
I
you're
can just
edgy.
specifically like Right. Like that's the whole thing. It was the peer pressure of like, well, if
Right,
you
this
don't
is
do
what you're
this, you're
doing.
not brave enough for your art, or you're not willing to go there. And if you're not willing to go there, you can get on the bus and go to AMDA.
Oh
Like
my.
that was
Oh
very
my God,
much,
that was said to us. Get on the bus
and
and go to
like,
AMDA. Bless
and like,
AMDA. There's talented people that come out
no,
of AMDA.
My
no
God.
shade to AMDA at all. That was just like the language that was used to
But
us. So
that,
of
when
course, like,
you're a freshman in college, you're like, that's my biggest fear because I got into this program. I don't want to
Don't
get
throw it.
kicked
Yeah,
out.
don't. I don't want to get kicked out.
And then
No, it
there's
really was
also a pressure,
scary.
like if you say, I don't want to do this, it's almost like you're passing judgment on the director's like choice to where you're like,
Yep.
hey, this isn't okay. And they're like a more of an adult. They're your superior. So it does take a lot of courage to be like, I'm not judging your creative choice. This is just something I don't want to do. But no one taught us
Yeah.
that. That's hard to do
Yeah,
now.
bless. But I love, Michael, what you said where we started all this. Like, bless the
Yeah, how
people
did
who were
we
the
get here?
reins, who were like, I'm not carrying the fist of Mara.
I'm not
I'm
doing
not doing
this.
this. I'm not carrying your
right,
fist. Like, I'm sorry, that's not in alignment with me. And
Yeah.
how that is often like you're usually letting someone down when you make decisions like that. So if you're a people
Hmm.
pleaser, it's gonna hurt when you do something
Yeah.
like that. But sometimes
Yeah,
you
it's
need
hard.
to do that because it's something that you know intrinsically in your body, in your very fiber of your being. This isn't meant for me to do.
Well,
right.
it's
I
And
don't know how
also,
I
clearly
felt,
that's
Michael. I
something
truly don't know how I felt. I just felt like I had to. I didn't even
yeah.
think about it.
Yeah, you're like, this is
that
what someone's told me to do.
we
Yeah, I was
were
like,
in
okay,
such a mindset that it's like this is what you have to do in order to like this is what you have to do. But I just like I was telling Lori like I have this specific image of like staring across the line at like another male student, a straight male student, and just kind of like locking eyes, and like I could see in the eyes of like something isn't like this is weird, right? But
Ah, you
like
had like a
that's the
silent
thing. It's like I think
communication.
it was like the collective trauma of it that like yes it did make us more comfortable, but there are a lot more like healthy ways with
To
boundaries that
go
like
about that.
hopefully students almost 20 years later, like if they're doing a production of Cabaret or any show that like you need to have, you know, a production of Hair, any
physicality.
show where
Yeah.
like you need sexual freedom, and there's ways that you can go about it. It's kind of like that old school thing of like you don't have to throw Tippi Hedren in a room with real birds and like abuse the performer in order to get the
Yeah.
performance out of them. I
Right.
think it's
That's,
that. But I think
yes.
that this BFA story ties into what we're talking about in the way of like clearly there's something in the DNA of these green girls where like they this thing has been thrust upon them that they reject as like, well, you know what, this doesn't have to be my burden. And both Elphaba and
Yes.
Rain do that in their own ways. But like, I mean, these are the only two green girls we know, but it would be interesting, you know, if there are more green people, like, is that something they always
Yeah.
have to deal with?
And that's why I love what Rain says at the end when she's like, I'm gonna actually choose my next step. I'm gonna choose the damage that I do instead of just
That's one
reaping
of my favorite quotes in
what's
this book.
thrust upon me, as you said.
Choosing the damage that I
Um,
do. Ugh,
and I think that's what we all want in our lives. It's to not just be
right.
Now
like,
I'm
okay,
really
I have
excited
to
to
do this.
read the next book.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
I might
same.
go right into it, especially because like we have the momentum of
Yeah.
this one to just be like, okay, like let's finish out this. And then do you think like this is the end of like Gregory and Oz? I mean, I guess
Feel
we'll
like
never
he
We
know
have
that,
never
right?
Glinda.
There
ends. We
Oh right,
We
right,
have
right. Yes,
Glinda.
yes,
Yeah, we
yes.
do have Glinda.
So we do have Glinda upcoming. I can see him finding an end with Glinda. I love that we got him on the pod
Mm,
in 2024, three,
I think it
four,
was three or four, maybe
four.
four.
And when he literally was like, "Well, I don't know about Glinda." He has like a whole moment
Yeah,
where
it
like,
was
I
"Yes."
know.
very,
Well, and
yes.
as like you were talking about his writing process of like
We
he
love
doesn't even
Glinda.
share with like his inner circle until
All
draft
in his head.
five. The
It felt
fact that
very
like
like, here it is.
he said that to you guys on the
Yeah,
pod like that,
we're
I
his
actually
best
I
friend.
love that. Yeah.
Me too. And I felt like it also just made like marketing aesthetic sense. If you're gonna do Elfie,
You gotta do
Sure.
gotta do the
Glinda.
Glinda. You gotta do the
Yeah.
Glinda.
Totally.
So
And
I don't
especially
know.
because
I
like
don't. know if he'll be
when he
done.
wrote Wicked, like Wicked really is Elphaba's story. Like Glinda is a very minor character in it. It's not, as we all know,
Yeah.
it's not the story of the musical, but in the musical, making it more about these two 50-50
Mm-hmm.
naturally. And especially it's always like, well, are you a Glinda or are you an Elphaba? So it's
Right,
like
right.
for the Glinda girlies, like they deserve an origin story as well. And I'm excited for it.
I'm excited
The
for it.
Bibleverse Glindas girlies
The
need their
Bible verse Glinda
story.
girlies.
That's what we
Yes.
call them.
Yes. We
Hmm.
we have made jokes that often the Glindas have a Bible verse in their Instagram profiles
Or their
or their
bio.
Okay.
bio.
Yeah. Goes back to Kristen.
Keep keep an eye on it, which
The only
beautiful.
Glinda girly I can think of is Kevin, host of Sentimental Men, and I know he does
Glinda
not have a Bible
girly.
verse, but he's an exception.
He's a Glinda girly. Yes.
He's a Glinda girly.
Here's
And the
something like
alphabets are
you
like, my EP is out right
They're like, my EP
right.
comes out, stand up against animal cruelty. They have like, yes,
Yes.
fuck
now. I
ice.
love it.
Like it's so good.
Yeah, yeah.
Alphabas are the pop rock girls, and Glindas are
Yes.
like the traditional MT canon girls.
Bubble.
The
Bubble
alphabets would
gum.
have done the scene in Cabaret that you're talking about.
I think they both
Yes.
would.
Or they would have stood
Or
up. I don't know. It
no,
depends.
Alphaba would have
Alphaba
been
would
the
have
one to
stood
be
up.
like, I'm not doing this and I don't care if I'm not in your show. And she
And the
went up
Glindas would be
to
like, she's
the
sorry.
top of
She's
Memod
out.
and flew away.
I love this rabbit hole we fell down. Oh my
What
God.
a rabbit hole.
Well, to bring us to this cover
Wow.
of this book,
Yeah.
I'm like, I love that. Okay, the last book, Brides, she's kind of not looking at us, but we get more of her face. She's not looking at us though. But this one, she's
Yeah.
looking straight out onto the horizon, which I think is definitely intentional with these two white owls who look alarmed around her. And there's wind, the winds of chance
Yeah.
around her as well. I'm curious to who the owls are, though. I guess it's our two,
Harpies who
our
turn
two
into
harpies,
Harpies. Yeah.
owls.
but we don't really see the other one turn into the owl, right?
Well, I
The
mean,
other one gets
on the
killed.
cover, before I knew what these things were, and I was like, oh, these birds, they have weird faces. They reminded me of like medieval, like when you see medieval things of like lions and elephants, they had never seen these creatures. They were just described to them. So it's like a
Mm-mm.
horse or an elephant, but it has a human face because
Human
that's how people
face.
at that time like could see things.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I assumed that they are Moe
Moe
and
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 Aperine,
Asperine.
Aspirine,
Aspirin.
As
yes.
Yeah.
I
Aspirin.
always
So many
confuse
names.
there's because there's like
The
four
monkeys have
monkeys that
The
have
names.
names in this,
Yes,
and
monkeys.
I'll
so do
name
the
them.
birds.
Pharaoh,
Yes.
Finistro, and Thelma?
Teatra.
We should
Wait,
also
why do
share
I don't know. Who
our
knows?
lithograph at the beginning of this with the opening quotes that come before the
Yeah.
map. This book for me has a map. My other book did not have a map. I
Yeah,
was
that was
so
funny.
confused. I feel
Yeah.
like it's a mistake of that book.
Could
Is
be.
that
It could be
the newer updated art? Is that the one that didn't have
no,
a map?
Yeah,
no. It's
maybe yours was
Oh,
published differently, like at a different
I feel
time.
like this happens sometimes, and I know this from being in the book selling world. We'll sometimes get de facto books that are just like backwards or missing
Sure.
something, and it's just kind of
Yeah.
unexplained. I think
Hmm.
I had one of those for the brides, but there's a map in this one. But before the map, we have a quote from Graham Greene, The Human Factor. Castle remembered how he had asked his father whether there were really fairies. His father had been a sentimental man, which is hilarious.
I
He
love
wished
that.
he wished to reassure his small son at any cost that living was worthwhile. It would have been unfair to accuse him of dishonesty. A fairy, he might well have argued, was a symbol which represented something which was at least approximately true. There were still fathers around even today who told their children that God existed. I think this quote is genius because I do think it's funny that fairy tales get written off as kid-like, you know,
Right.
just
When
not
they're
real.
actually
But like, what is the
they can be
Bible?
intense.
The Bible is a fairy tale anthology.
Right.
Also,
yeah.
I watched this was in my doom scrolling, well, not my delight scrolling yesterday. I somehow landed upon I've been landing upon a lot of children like athletes doing funny things. There's this little girl who's trying to do like a backflip, and her coaches were just yelling like Bible verses at her. to get her to do it.
Battle versus
They were like,
Glenda.
they were like, what is it? Prointhians? Am I saying it right? What is it? I don't know
I haven't
anything.
heard of that one.
I don't know. They're just like yelling like
Oh,
verses at her.
Corinthians.
They were like Corinthians 16 too. I was like, does she know
Do
what
all
that
things in
means? Like
love,
there's like it's so intense. Anywho,
for I know the
um
plans I have for you.
just like so intense. And then we have another quote or a couple other quotes. This one feels like a wizard omen. Have you ever known a magician, Uncle Stephen? I have known people, unpleasant people, who tried experiments in magic. Did you help them in the experiments? Yes. And were they unpleasant too? Not at the beginning, only foolish, but in the end, yes. I said that's a wizard omen. That's from Forrest Reed, Uncle Stephen.
Mm.
And then we also have the traditional quote, rain, rain, go away, come again, another day.
There it is again.
Another day.
Another
Another
day. And then this
day.
image, the part one image is showing the crown of Maracoor. It almost looks like tornadoes are coming into it. Winds of chance changing. Also, we know that the crown of Maracoor is a spot where the invading armies are starting their attacks from, so it's currently under siege. And there's a hand with a tiny insect in it, which I was like, what does this mean? Are we all just small little insects? Is that what this is trying to say? Like we're all small, small parts of a massive world. My
World.
husband's been talking a lot about this now with watching everything with the Artemis program, being up in space at the moment,
Uh-huh.
and then like looking at us, right, and seeing the
They're
moon in
like,
a way that no
whoa,
one
there
has
they
ever seen the moon.
are.
But like how
Yeah.
it brings him joy to watch this because he's like, we really are all just so small at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
for sure.
That's what I felt from this image, but am I missing something with like a cockroach or like a ladybug?
I
I feel
think
like
I love everything you said, and I think that's totally true. I also think that is a scarab. It's a beetle. So I
the
think
Beetle
company of
that
the
mounted.
scarab.
Thank
and the
you.
scare and the
I
Vazal
missed it
wears a
over my head.
necklace with a scarab on it. And that's why
Mm.
like he gives that to Lucycles because remember like when they're on the trek part and it's like because the Vazal is disguised and he tells Lucycles like you're going to wear this because if we get caught you're going down as the Vazal
Yeah,
that way I
you're the
can be
one.
protected. um
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
interesting.
I'll just share a couple of my favorite moments from my section. Just because the yeah, there's so many good things, but these are the ones that stand out. I love when Rain gives Cassie the chance to go back to the brides.
Yeah, she's like, do you want
And
to?
yeah, she has this whole moment. She's like, I want to make sure that you know that we're not kidnapping you. You have choice here. Do you want to go back?
We're
It's
not
almost like she's
kidnapping.
like, please say yes. Like she kind of wants her to say
Like, you
yes, but she
can.
also doesn't
That'd
want to
make my
force
life
her.
easier.
It would also make Rain's life easier, big time.
100%.
Um,
Yes.
the brides can take care of you, they know how. And her pause and then a glance of an answer is, I hate all of them. Are you trying to dump me already? Cassie, I love that she says
Cassie throughout
also
the book
later,
gets a little like
she's spicy.
clingy
She's
as
Sassy.
well.
spicy.
Like
Yeah.
Rain's a little like she
But
can't.
it's also like she's kind of
She's a
unwanted.
kid.
She's unwanted too. No
Yeah.
one really wants her. She is a bit of a burden. Like there's a lot of burdens in this
Right.
whole entire book. Not that they don't
Yeah.
love Cassie or want to care for Cassie. No one asked to have Cassie,
Correct.
right? But I do love she also has a moment later where she's like, I'm unlosable. I love her. I'm
Cassie.
like, speak for yourself, Cassie. Cassie really though has to do that, or people will leave her behind. If she's
She has a
passive, they will leave her
voice. Yeah,
behind.
she's
Yes.
active.
I also love Gregory's like descriptions of war, soldiers in incomplete uniform clattered by with their spears, pedestrians flatten themselves against shop fronts, hoping not to be run through, the hammering of shutters over windows, the boarding up of doorways. You just sense the dizziness, the chaos that is happening.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, his writing, I just underline everything that just tickles
I
me.
know.
He describes Rain's skin as a complexion of a pale avocado. Yeah, I underlined the little note of who we now know as the Basil in disguise, a
Yeah,
straw hat it mastermind of this pantomime. That's scarecrow energy.
for sure.
Brain, right? Like just interesting that this is how he chose to set up this journey. I love also the memory of Mockbeggar Hall that Rain has in this section and learning from Murphy, welcome back, what like the difference between in the pronunciation, I'll use a Wiccan movie word, of the animal differentiation how you emphasize the capital A animals. Like it's a goose,
Mm-hmm.
not a goose. Like it has like there's like
Mm-hmm.
an actual
There's a
energy
different, it's like
that
Right.
speaking
goes to it.
Mandarin. There's a different
Yeah,
tone
there's an
for the
attack.
same yeah,
Yes, so
word.
that I love that she has this memory, and there's also a little bit of memory of Elphaba. This is the first mention of her. She
Mm,
remembers her
I love this
grandmother and the
part.
genetic engineering of the monkey's wings. The famous Wicked Witch of the
Hmm.
West, Elphaba herself. If only a so-so magician, she'd been a more competent biologist, botanist, and expert in the life sciences. That's life, not life. I love that too. That's
Mm,
life. Like she really was. Like she did have that life vigor in her.
the
Rain
fire.
remembered hearing that it had been Elphaba who'd conjured up the wings on the first flying monkey. So that memory is coming back
Hmm.
to her. And then Tip like comes back and it's all like love and just like she calls it a black sack of a memory, but there's like a silhouette of Tip. It's indistinct. She couldn't bring him into registration. What had happened to him? Had he died? But it
Mm.
was like she felt cherished by Tip. Um,
It always makes me so sad when she brings up Tip.
yeah, yes. I also love this little line. How the Grimoire had offended her, she couldn't yet recall. So she's trying to remember why did she have the Grimoire. But she had
Mm.
taken her revenge upon it for good. A little
For
nod,
good.
a little nod there. I love that like Cassie whispers a spell as they're trying to escape the city. I think all this
Yes.
stuff is doing something. It's kind of like the pulling of a card, right? Like why do we pull cards? Because we just want a little something, right?
I want a
We want a
little
little like I
extra
don't know.
magic.
Yeah, just like tell me that this is cool. Like tell me what
Well,
I'm
that's
doing
why they're
is
going to see the Oracle.
right.
That's the whole purpose is like, oh,
I
this
need help.
person knows. I think
Yes.
that's why some people go to church. That's why some people meditate. Like you're searching for something extra.
Yes. I also love the words high chlora. That's like
Hi, Chlora.
where the Oracle maybe they're gonna head to the high chlora, the who we know now as the Vassal in disguise. With Ticherone is just like one of his worker bees, correct?
Right, because in the end of one of the sections I covered where Titrone and Rain are flirting, part of that conversation that they're having is she's kind of in she's wondering, who are you, but who are you really? Because she's like, if this guy turned out to be the Vosel, and he gives kind of a very like matter of fact answer of like, I'm no like I'm here to record the story, I'm here to witness what happens to him.
I like
But
bring it back to the people. Yeah, I'm
right,
just the messenger.
but yeah, as far as we know, that's it, unless there's something more we'll find out in the next book.
Right. I
Right.
love that.
He feels very mysterious to me.
Yeah, I think maybe he'll come up in the next book because he's just kind of a side character that we don't know too much about. Um,
Yeah.
I love though that when they decide to split from them, they're not going to travel with them to the Oracle of Maracoor. They're going to find their own way. Rain asks Cassie, "Why didn't you want us to travel together?" He's a man, and I don't know yet if I like men, and he lied to save his own skin. I
She
love it.
Yeah.
knows
She knows.
wisdom.
She
Well,
knows.
and her experience with men is so limited. Like the
It's so
only
limited.
man
That like
she's
one,
because Kasi what is the youngest bride, correct?
Yeah.
the youngest bride.
So
It's Lucycles and Leorix.
right, so she's only known seeing Lucidicles like once a year,
Right.
and then Leorix was the next one. But that's why it's like it's interesting in this book because she's ripped out of her world, put in another world, and she doesn't even know how this world operates, and she's already like
I
condemned
don't like
to
men.
death. No, and she shouldn't trust them because
Right.
Makes
like
The women
what
have been
sense.
kinder.
right, and
Yeah,
her
she's used to
only
her
experience in
matriarchy.
life is that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. We do get the names of the winged monkeys that are on this journey. Teotro, Faro,
Teotra.
Finistro, and Thilma. And Thilma's the only one who speaks.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
I love those names. They feel very like they're gonna like they're gonna sing in an opera. I am Finistro.
Yes. Tara, in
Yes.
your research, did you find it all? As someone who's read m- most of Gregory's stuff, like he has all these like niche fascinations and interests. So I was wondering why, like, he pictured this land on the other side of the water from Oz as like very Grecian.
Yes,
Mm.
actually, his mother, who he did not know because his mother passed away when he was born, was Greek.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's always had a fascination with Greek mythology. And
There was a
I
book too that
think,
he found when he was writing Brides of
yeah,
Maracoor that was like about how Greek mythology and like Roman ancient culture crosses over with magic and like magical
yeah,
spirits and yeah.
just made sense. I think he's always had a little side quest going in Greek
Hmm.
mythology that never entered his work until now. I think he goes to Athens quite a bit too. I think we talked about that in the
Mm.
last episode. So yeah, that is all I've learned from that, and that's why it resembles a little bit more mythological rather than American fairy tale.
Yeah,
And it
no, that
fits
totally
really
makes sense
well.
because, like, if I'm remembering correctly, like some of his other books, like Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister, is very Dutch, and
Yeah.
Yes, I love that one.
Mirror is very Italian. Like, it's like
Mhm.
He's
He
he
travels.
international,
Yeah,
right,
international world
and
traveler.
like placing a story in a time and a
which I
place.
love.
Right, because I think it makes these fantastical worlds seem more tangible because you might go like, "Oh, well, I know what columns look like," or it might
Yeah.
help you like, you know. So the Brides of Merrick, this whole Another Day section is basically Wicked and Mamma Mia mashed up for fans.
Mamma Mia.
That's really
Hmm.
all you need to know.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, we
There
did
we
say that
go.
we would like to see Meryl Streep as
Meryl
Helia.
Streep.
I
Christine
So,
mean,
Baranski is also
come
there
on.
doing something.
Christine
Uh,
Baranski as Mirtha.
but it's just
Yeah,
like
Merca.
all of the dames as these women, these
Yes.
sisters, these
Oh, we did
women, like
talk about
it's
this on the
like
Yes.
last episode.
HBO,
Yes.
come on.
We're
HBO. Well, Hulu
we're
ABC has the
ready.
rights, so we're just
Right,
demanding.
Hulu ABC, give us the adult long form series of these continuations of
We're
these
just
books.
saying. We're just saying. I'm going to move into Farmstead, just some favorite moments
Yes.
from this. I love all the splinters we feel between Oena and
Yeah.
Lucycles.
Lucycles and
I'm
yeah.
obsessed. Also, like Mama Nu being like, "This is my farm." So at the end of the day,
Mama
I make the decision.
knew. Fucking
She's
love
the
Mama
best.
knew.
She's great. I also, yeah, I love Oena, and you found appreciation for her. I love that she
Hmm.
kind of doesn't get too involved with the kids when they run away with the chickadees. Like they don't really know what's going on with them. Because she says, let them have their secret childhood while they can, as I had mine. Like the farm stirs up so many magical memories for her and her growing
Mm.
up, and she wants her kids to experience that. And she knows war is looming. She doesn't know how long they're gonna
So
have
she
to
wants
just
them to
be,
like retain their innocence as
yeah,
long
to
Right,
as they
be a
be
kid
the
while you
can.
free
can be a kid.
be free, be a kid.
Yeah.
Right. We know that there's a big split too between father and son. And like, what is this
Yeah,
naked
they are
vision
really
that
fighting.
Leorix has, like a naked vision of a god? Um, Fascinating.
Yeah.
They don't really return to that. It's just like, okay. It's also,
That
I think it's
happens.
him becoming a man, or like, is he a wolf? Is he a man? Like, he's having all these kind of weird visions on his journey. But the thing I
Yeah.
want to talk about for one moment is this like sexy scene between Lucycles and Oena. Um,
Mm.
how they're both in bed, like they're having separate thoughts. One of them kind of going like, oh, like about him, and then Lucycles being like, oh, about her. And then it says, each one thought, though, my spouse takes on too much responsibility. And upon such tired shoulders, I should do more. I will do
Mm.
more. Still, I wish I could get some help at this or that or the other. This is marriage. Like, this is marriage to me. I'm alone in
Yeah.
my worry. Mine is the deeper capacity for dread. Like, this is amazing. It's happening in both of their brains. And their marital relations began as a performance of tenderness that neither of one of them felt, but then the human apparatus and mood did its old trick of not being able to read two texts at once. The text of the skin took precedence over the text of the uncertain heart. The familiar fiction of erotic theater, in which both spouses pretended to be less aggrieved and more aroused than was true, and in the time they took for it, such pretense at romance once again had the power to convince them that love was near. The catharsis enacted upon the stage of the mattress proved too intimate true feeling so well that neither partner could fully return to the attitude of offense in which they've begun. Like, they just had sex, right? That's what I got from that.
I could
No?
see it. I don't, it's
I
Because
it
don't
like
feels
know.
later
I
left
don't
feels
know.
left
later it says
open.
like he like moves her hair in a very sweet way. They have such an interesting relationship. I just feel
They
like they're like
do.
every married couple. Like they're kind of like tired of each other. They're kind of fractured, but they also like grab each other's hands when they need to. You know what I mean? I like it. I think it's interesting. Not
Yeah.
saying I am like, oh my God, this is feels just like my relationship. Like, no, I don't feel that. But I
No,
see
but
the
there's some
truth of
reality to it. And I
yes.
think like this is sort of a carryover from the Brides of Maracoor with this family, but it's getting even more fractured. Like it says Lyrics is disgusted by his father after what happened to Kasi and like the part he played in
Yes.
that. And like Owena hasn't forgiven Lucycles for letting Lyrics go on the journey last time. Like,
Well,
but there's
Lucy felt that his
still
soulmate was Kerr. So that tells you everything.
Lucycles and his dog Kerr. But it's
Um,
real. It's a real
I like
family,
it.
you
That's
know?
one of my
Yeah.
favorite moments of this book was that like, oh my God, they just banged, but they don't really love each other, but they
But
do.
they're
Like
like, ugh, I'm
they're
also
like
going through
just
my own thing.
but they like also, yeah, they have each other, which is beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anywho, so yeah, that was one of my favorite parts of this
Hmm.
section. I also got a little Miss Gulch energy. So when Titcherone and the Basil in disguise come up to the gate to be let in because they're trying to figure out, like I said in my bullet, like we shouldn't let any strangers in, but maybe we should let a stranger in so we could tell other strangers, like, the house is full. Sorry.
Right.
They're like trying to figure out their whole thing. So it just happens to be the Basil and Titcherone coming on through.
Ha ha
And
ha.
he's wounded. Titcherone's wounded. And he literally said, that dog bit me. And I thought of Miss Gulch.
That dog bit me.
I was
She
like,
bit
this is
you?
such a yes. I was like, oh my
She bit your
God, brilliant.
leg.
And they're saying it was an accident, but of course, like all these like accidents, coincidences, are they?
Yeah,
Like
what a
how,
coincidence
like what a coincidence for
that
the
they're at the same
Basil
house.
to be in
That does
disguise.
not feel, like an
And
accident.
then there's the discovery of the harpies. And like poor
Hmm.
Poino and Star are like, no, like you found our friends, and they're
These
so
are
upset.
ours.
But they're like, oh my God, like guys, this is not normal. They call them venomous little busybodies. Like and they're yeah, they're constantly questioning like what is coincidence and all of this. I
Right,
love that Mia
right.
Savannah just straight up asks Moe, like, are you fairy tale or something else? Like she just goes there. Like she
Ah.
asks the
Are you a
question
good
of
witch
like,
or a bad witch?
yes, like hello, just tell me
Like,
the
what
truth.
are
Like the
you? Yeah.
yeah, like she kind of lowers herself to a child again. She goes into that like wonder and curiosity
Hmm.
because she's realizing she doesn't know everything. Like what's going on here?
Hmm.
And they're looking for rain. That is important to just
Yes.
remember in all of this. And
And
then we know the
Lucycles is a
Basil.
little paranoid too. He's like, are they after me? Because, like,
Yes.
I played a part. Am I in trouble?
Everyone's in their own head. Like Gregory says
Yeah.
98% of his stories are in his head for a while. Everyone's kind of doing that in
Everyone's
this.
there.
Um, and we also, just to mention the Basil, he's known as Burden in all of this. He wants to stay hidden.
Interesting.
I
Yeah.
love that Mia Safana also says, like, to Lucicles when he's like, how is all this happening? And she says, why can't it be happening here? I pay my taxes. I keep a tidy barn. I suppose the point of a miracle is that it can happen any place. Mia Safana for the win.
I
I just
love
love her
Mia.
quotes. She's
Love
so
Mama
great.
Nu.
They're questioning childhood and like, I love that it's like, they talk about, well, doesn't childhood really only amount to a sorting out between what is magic and what isn't? Love. Love
Yeah.
that quote so
Yeah.
much. Those are my favorite
Yeah.
moments from my section. I just thought were so delicious to
So
sit
good.
in for a little bit longer.
And I liked all their conversations about like there's people passing by, the refugees, should we take them in? Should we not? Like that's a very real thing, real
Real thing.
conversation. People
I mean,
disagreeing about that.
I messaged you last night not to bring up this whole story, but I had a really like unsettling experience on the subway of someone
I know,
being
I'm so
attacked,
sorry that
literally
happened.
being attacked on my train, and no one was doing anything because I think everyone was
Yeah.
afraid that this person had a weapon. But
Right.
I did something, and I don't. And I told when I told my husband when I got home, he was like, "I can't believe you did that. Why did you do that?" And I was like,
Right.
"Because no one was doing anything." And like, yeah, maybe my body felt like ready to run. I did run.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it went into like maybe I'm gonna get hurt land. But like
Yeah.
no one was doing anything. Also,
It's very disturbing.
very disturbing. Someone was being literally attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're okay.
I'm glad I'm okay too.
I'm
And
glad they're okay.
the person couldn't even speak.
No.
When I went up to them to be like, "Are you okay?" And they just
Yeah.
went like this. like so
Hmm.
like so
Shift their
startled
head.
because it was like they were just minding their own business until all of a sudden. But that's the whole thing. I say bring this up because like when strangers come to your gate,
Yeah,
when do you say come in and when do you say I am scared and I sense danger?
right.
I think we always are
And some
consistently
of it
on
is
that
just
line.
fight or flight. Like you're not really thinking through it, you're
Right.
just reacting.
Right.
Right. This isn't just like casual, like people stopping by needing a drink of water. Like this country is at war. Like people are
Right.
fleeing the capital
Yes.
city, and like no one really knows where this like invading army is. So we're at we're at a moment where it's like, well, who can you trust and who should you trust?
Mm.
Is there anything, Michael, that you wanted to share more from your amazing sections that you broke down?
I categorize it as like the Tholastic Woods is like the haunt. Like when I was reading it, I imagined like MGM movie, like the Fab Four,
Yes.
like going into the
Yes.
forest and seeing the signs of,
Scarecrow has his
um,
gun.
right. Um,
Scarecrow got a gun.
no, I mean, I think like as a lover of fantasy worlds and fantasy creatures, this in my section, that's where we meet Artosius, which like we never really get a definitive answer of like are they are a wolf with a capital W, but it's like they're a spirit wolf where it's like they appear like translucent and kind of through the story they like become less opaque and more spirit like and tangible and yeah, I feel like that was kind of like the adventure section where it's like we meet a wolf, there's a giant serpent, there's that monster that I described that like I reread that a few times and I was like, I what am
Yes.
I picturing here? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Like the villain from Fern Gully, but with like lots of
Mm-hmm.
My God,
teeth
Fern Gully.
and then Yorkios, the Copper King. I was also picturing in not the Neverending Story, those like mountain, those like
Love.
the rock
Yeah.
mountain guy. Like that's what I was
Yes.
picturing at Yorkios as.
Yeah.
Also,
Mm.
Lucycles sees the same like naked god that his son saw.
Right. And
They really don't bring that back.
What's happening
did
with this naked
somebody
god?
did they also see that in Brides of Maracoor? Did
Wait,
somebody?
Is that the
wait.
Diani?
It's the Copper King. I think that's who they're seeing before he reveals himself.
Ah.
Because it says
Oh.
here, yet Lucycles is aware of the deity's presence on that morning of glory and catastrophe.
Oh, so
The
it's the
idealized
mountain.
structure of his naked form, adorned only with a collar of linked copper rounds dropping from neck to nipples,
Oh,
walking behind the married couple the way a gentleman farmer places his golden retrievers.
that makes more sense.
I think it's the Copper
Yeah.
King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally missed that.
I totally missed that too. Because I was like, what is this
What's
apparition?
happening? Yeah.
What is going on here?
It's in this section where Artosius warns Rain, someone in your party is a danger to you. This is where that happens
I also love
as
like
well.
Owena again is such a VIP for me. I think I'm gonna stand up for Owena because she's kind of
Mm,
quiet in the first book, but she
yeah.
also is the one to welcome in Rain and Cassie and see them as little girls. She's like, "My name is Owena. This is my childhood home. You'll be all right here."
Owena's very like maternal, protective, especially
I
of
love
Kasi.
her.
There's also a moment here I wrote down, Rain is kind of like reflecting on growing up. She says she was hiding in plain sight. She's reflecting on her parents living with Glinda, and she's comparing herself to Cassie, who grew up with constancy, which is not what Rain had. So she's just sort of like reflecting on their differences of their childhood,
Oh, I love those descriptions of like
which is
how
where
they
now
notice how
Cassie's
different they
like,
are.
I want to go. I don't want to go back. And Rain is like trying to go back to home. They're kind of on a opposite journey.
Yeah, 100%. Also, this part two illustration. I know I'm
Mm.
blurred. But we have the balloon coming out
There
of
it
the hand and a bunch of wind
is.
over rugged terrain yet again. It's just such a
There.
nice Easter egg for
Love it.
this man and his balloon are surviving still.
They're going. This man and his balloon.
Like the hand is in it.
Yeah.
So is that like because of like the fist of Mar, like this hand
Oh, good
imagery?
point.
Perhaps. Yeah,
I think
could
it's
be.
also just like creation, right? Like
Like Adam
our
and
hands,
Eve.
yeah, our hands are like our molders, right? They
Yeah,
make things.
builders. Hmm.
Yes. It's almost like the release of a story coming out of the hands. And the brooms also, the broom is like on all the like
I love the
chapter
broom.
titles. The story is a seed,
Yeah.
there's a broom underneath. And I love the drawing of the broom. It feels so hairy,
Yeah.
tangly, like it's authentic, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
It's
there's
not
texture.
sanded.
Right.
I am a little disappointed we didn't get more description of like the Fist of Mara, this amulet. We find out that it's
It's like a
dangerous, that it's
hammer.
like been around,
It's
but I
still
feel like we're
very,
missing some information a little bit. Like,
Right, like do we find out like how it was created or
yeah, how was it
who
created? Who
created it
created it?
or
What's the
lost
end
in the
goal here now that
sauce.
it's off the island?
Right.
Maybe that happens in book three.
Right.
I don't know.
Or we don't know. This could be, I
Or we
think
never
we
find
might
out.
leave this because it's not their problem anymore, right?
Rain is kind of like, bye.
Not my
well,
problem.
and like you two would know better than me because you're historians of this, but like do we find out the origin of the silver
Ugh,
slippers, like how they were created or any of like the magical
great
artifacts that
question.
pop up? Like because sometimes in stories it's just like
It's
this is a
just
thing.
there. This is
Yeah.
it.
Right. No one has
Right.
really, like, canonically, other than Gregory, given the shoes origin. We just
Yeah.
know that they are powerful slippers within the
But we
Ozverse and
don't,
they get lost.
yeah.
We don't
Right.
know
It's
who
like
made them
the
powerful.
lamp in Aladdin or Arabian Nights.
Right.
Like
They
the
just
lamp just
exist.
exists. We don't know the
We don't
It's
know
origin.
if
just
there's
there.
like an infinity stone of some kind. Like there kind of is an
Mhm.
Oz, but it's unspoken. Like there's a magic belt that the Gnome King wears that is very much like the
Right.
ruby
Or like the
slippers later.
hat, the golden
The
cap.
hat,
Like,
yes, there is a whole magical basket of treasures, but we have no idea from where they come. So people have made their own theories, which is kind of fun, but there's nothing canonically embraced. Gregory has the whole Glinda enchanting the shoes for Nessa.
Yeah.
That's
What was
Glinda.
the like, what's Turtle Heart's glass blowing? Doesn't he make Elphabas or he makes something?
Yeah, she has like a mirror, like a cracked
right.
mirror.
That she can
Okay.
see.
Okay.
Right.
Because I
She
was
has
like, is that
images
related to the shoes? No.
because they're these, yeah, these objects are enchanted. But yeah, no, we don't
We
really
don't get a
know.
full story.
There is, we haven't read it yet. There is a trilogy series called The Silver Shoes that is
Oh.
out in the
I
world.
think I have the first one.
I think I have the first one too. Maybe
Yeah.
that's on the
We
docket
might have to
for,
do that.
we might have to, yes, because no one's really gone for it. And it does feel like such a thing to go for and like really figure out where they came from.
Hmm. This
I
might
don't
be
know where,
our
I
journey.
don't know where my, I don't know where I sit with the slippers.
Hmm.
I do like in the
Season
Bond
8.
books.
Season 8,
Season
get
8,
ready.
slippers.
This is my heaven.
I love it. Oh, the story as a seed gets mentioned for the first time. What do we think about that? A story is a seed. Oh, and also there's a quote, an untold story is a secret. I like that one too.
That's a good one. That's a
Yes.
good one.
Whenever I hear a story as a seed, I just think of the beginning of Aida. Every story,
Yes.
like that, all of
Feel
that, and like
Yes.
that's what that's talking about is like
nevermore.
stories
This
and
is the
how
second time
they're.
Aida has come up.
I
In
mean,
In our
the
Aida
first
should
episode,
books.
it
come
came
up.
up.
Really?
Yeah, I
I
forget
haven't had a
how.
chance to. I haven't listened to the brides episode
I
yet.
don't remember if it's in the
It's
part one
like eight
is
hours
only
long,
out yet.
so.
Yeah, it's like 4 hours long. I think part one, it comes up in part one. I think we talk about it because it's with the Vestal Virgins.
Oh yes,
Yes!
yes, yes.
I talk
The
about the history
Vestal
of the Vestal
Virgins.
Virgins, and some of them were buried
As you
alive,
do. Oh,
like
yes.
Aida.
Aida.
Correct. I
So
think
it came up.
she and Rain would like, yeah, be friends. There's
Oh
something
my
there.
God. I also feel like Heather Headley could play Rain in her past
Oh,
life, like
stop
younger
it.
life, you know?
Love Heather
Well,
Headley.
We
there's
sleep
something
on
about
Heather
like the
Headley.
story of Aida that's kind of similar to Rain and Alphaba of like this person that like they're the one that changes like the history or they make a choice that's different from everyone who's come before them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mm. Yeah, and then there's that moment at the end where it's like a story is a seed, but a seed is a story. It's like
Right. And a
reverse.
secret is a story that hasn't been told.
Yep.
So good.
Mm.
Yep. But I also just love how stories are like used to soothe in this book, like, or also like to remember. Like, there's so many actions that are woven into stories too. Like, there's such a need for storytelling for us to understand
Mm-hmm.
who we are and why we are. And without them, we are kind of little beetles just existing, right?
Yeah.
You talking about that, it reminds me of a quote by Richard O'Brien. It's how the Rocky Horror Show ends. And crawling on the planet's face, some
I
insects called the human race,
love
lost in
it.
time, lost in space, and meaning.
Wow.
Rocky Horror is deep.
Yeah,
Recite.
it
Back on
is.
Science
Broadway.
fiction,
It
double
is.
Back
feature.
on Broadway,
Back
baby.
on Broadway, baby. Yes.
Can't wait. I have
Oh,
tickets.
with
Broadway
such
is
a
so
cool
gay this
cast.
season.
Oh,
Like,
it's
it
the
is
most gay
so
ever.
gay.
There's
Ever.
That
no,
block we
there's
were
Thank
on, where it was
God.
like Cats,
right.
Jellicle Ball, Beaches, and
Beaches is
Titanic.
very gay.
Titanic
We were
and
like,
Rocky
this
Horror.
block is everything.
Right.
So good.
There aren't that
But
many new musicals this year, but they're all really, really
but there's
gay.
some
And
good
We
gay.
love.
and
Yes, we
that
need.
feels right.
We need. Let's
Anything
do our
like,
last
yeah,
section.
especially the wizard stuff, like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
I mean, before we get there, I think we're getting a little bit more from Lucicles being like worried that his kids are gonna forget him. He has this strained relationship with Owena. Like that comes up again where he's like, I'm on this journey. I'm never home. What is my
What
family
am I
going to
doing? The
become? Yeah.
Godfather,
The
MK.
Godfather. Yep. There it is again. And Lucicles has a moment with Rain too, where he's like, "Are you falling in love with Tishran? But is he a substitute for Tip?" Like Rain is kind of that's her like
I think she just needs a
feeling
booty call, but
very.
whatevs.
She
You
just
know?
needs to get laid.
What is it called? Not sloppy seconds, but when you just like want to bounce back. What do you, there's a word for that. It's
The
escaping me.
rebound.
The rebounds, yes,
Rebound. A
correct.
layup.
Even though Tip was a long time ago, so it's like a delayed rebound,
And
Yeah.
Tip was
perhaps.
kind of like how old was Rain when like her and Tip were like they were
They're
pretty
like,
young.
yeah, they were like teen. I mean, she's
Like
still only like 19,
We
14,
were saying like,
26, but
we
15.
said 15, 16. We were like,
yeah,
it
I
feels
feel like,
sophomore, junior year
yeah,
Right. So it
energy.
was like first
First
love.
sexual
yeah,
experiences, yes.
yeah, yeah.
Right. And that's why like
So
Leorix is like 13 and if Cassie's like 10 and
It's a
first
little weird.
crushes
Yeah.
and that
That one's a
sort
quite
little
of
an age
weird.
gap.
thing.
Quite an
A little
age
age
gap.
gap.
But I love the Caryatids. They're so great. The I love Tastasi who wants to be. She's like, I want to be called Mama Nu. And they're like, what? She's like, oh yeah, I overheard.
Yeah.
Actual Mama Nu
That's why you're
being
like, I'd
called
like
Mama
to
Nu.
be called Mama New.
Now I am Tastasi Mama
Right.
Nu.
And I
Yes.
am
Um,
Princess Acornella.
hey Cornella.
Mama New is fierce. Maybe when I have a child, that's what I'll
Mama
be like,
Nu.
Mama New.
Right,
Mama
don't call me
Nu.
grandma. I am Mama Nu.
Mama New. It's so
Yeah.
fierce.
And then obviously we did touch upon like this kind of climate change sort of thing. And it is kind of interesting that rain dropping the Grimmery into the ocean has sort of released, it's like affected the weather. It's affected the storm. It caused that storm to
Totally do.
happen. It stopped the flowers from being
She
like
didn't think
it
about it.
stopped pollination.
Well, you can't really just drop things into the ocean and expect like there won't be a ripple.
Right.
Right. And also the
Right.
fact that like she drops the Grimmery into water and this great thing, like this like big change occurs. And it's like interesting, like with the water, because with the water melting Alphaba, like that created a change. So it's like once again, like the
Yes.
symbolism of
Elements.
water and the elements and like how it's like a ripple. Like that one action of
Yes.
dropping a book, like was basically dropping a bomb.
Right.
100%.
Right.
Yep. There was actually a good quote about that, but I don't know if I could find it right now. It was like
There's so many
one
good quotes.
action, the impact of one action, something about like you never know. And that's
Right.
kind of,
It's the butterfly effect.
yeah, yeah.
I
And
Why
also
do you
love,
yeah,
think why do you think the wizard called himself Zor?
oh, because of Zoroaster.
Zoroaster. That's his
Zoroaster
name.
and his name.
Yeah.
Oscar Diggs.
Zoroaster, Oscar
Yeah,
Diggs, something,
he
something,
says it.
something.
He has like a full name
Okay.
that is from the
Yeah,
Bomb
so if you know
books. It's
his
a very
name and
long
then you
name.
hear Zor, you're like, okay,
Yes, it's a
that's
part
Okay,
of his
that makes so
actual
much
name.
sense to me because I was like, I kept thinking of I was a Power Rangers fan when I was a kid, and they're
of
like
course.
Zor.
all-knowing Zoran, who very much looks like
Zoran
the Wizard of
Madani.
Oz, like the giant head,
Yeah.
floating in a tube. Zoran, yeah, Zoran
Yeah.
Mondani.
All leaders,
Powerful.
all these men.
All
Leaders.
leaders.
All leaders.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I do think it's a really cool plot device. Like, hey, because we've never really seen where does the wizard go after he leaves Oz. So it's cool that he's still in this world, though not in Oz. But
Not
as we
outside
mentioned,
of bomb
like,
books, yeah.
he's still doing the same old shiz, same old song and dance. What
Right, which is a
But
little
does,
less
now
energy. A little less
less
energy.
energy. But
He's
what's
old.
interesting,
Yeah.
and we talked about this earlier, of like, has him being around the what are they called? The carotids? The
Caryatids,
carotids?
Yeah, they've made him a little bit
yeah.
magical.
They've made him mad. Like he actually is kind of magical now.
Yeah, they
Um,
like rubbed off on him.
Which is what happens in the bomb books. Like he does get a little bit of magic because he practices. He goes to play
Yeah.
okay,
practice. I also just
okay,
want to say in his backstory that
Oh
he
yeah, that
says
was wild.
the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe, which is a big Judy Garland
Santa
song.
Fe.
Yes.
yes,
The Atchison, Topeka, and the Santa
and the
There were some
Fe from
good
Harvey
Judy
Fe.
Rose.
MGM shout outs.
And the Aberdeen, Dakota territory shout
Aberdeen.
out, him being from that area. That
Mm-hmm.
is where L. Frank Baum lived for quite some time. That was his experience of prairie life.
And he has
Um,
a brother named Frank.
yep, there's
One of
just
his
little
brothers is
nods.
named Frank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the remaining offspring because he lost his some of his siblings. He had a tough life.
Yeah. That's a very tough life. I found the
Yeah.
quote I was looking for. No, there's no end to the influence of a single action. Woo! It's
Mm.
intense.
It is so
Um,
true. It's so
yeah,
true. There is no
yeah.
end. There's no end
There's
in
no end.
general.
Keeps going and going and going.
We close doors on things, but there's no real end.
Right. Yeah, one of the quotes that Zor says, where I come from, we have all kinds of talent for rushing slapdash fixes. We call it progress. That's like totally, an MGM callback.
And its progress kind of is not real because we're usually saying something that doesn't yet exist. Like we're trying to
Right. It's
call it
putting
into the world.
a band-aid on a bullet hole, but not actually solving the
Right.
problem. But being like,
Right.
but look, see, we fixed some. Look, we won a war. Did we?
Right. What did this
Did
fix?
we?
Seems like this made it worse.
I also love this wisdom quote. So much of what we call wisdom is just the aftershock of survival. It's true. You just become
Gregory,
somewhat wiser because you're still here.
because you've went through something, yeah.
You're still here. Death
There is
hasn't come for you.
a moment where Rain catches a falling card from the tarot reading and it's a face split in two, male and female, and that's when she like has this memory of Tip and that's coming back. Like I thought that was
Yes.
interesting that that
Cards
was the
speak.
card that she caught.
I also love though how the wizard, Zor, the Oracle, how he is like does have a practice though with his cards. He's like, I wait for the heat, the tingles. And it's
Yeah,
like, that's what you're supposed to
he's
do.
got to practice there,
He
yeah.
does have it. It's not like he's full of falderall and fiddle-dee-dee. There is something in all of this. He also, like,
Yeah.
from his backstory, it's almost like Little Prince-esque, right? Like he's like devising like magical stories to save himself. He like so believes in magic because it's his
Hmm.
only way to survive.
Yeah. That's
So
what
he's
he's
kind
been
of one
like
of us at the end of
searching
the
for
day.
all his life.
Yeah.
Right. Because if he didn't believe, he probably like wouldn't have gotten to Oz in the first place, you
Right.
know?
Right.
Yeah.
And does
That
Oz, yeah, is
was
Oz, could he even return if he wanted to America? I mean, Dorothy's the only one who has a return trip, really,
I
in
feel
this
like
world.
no, which is
yeah.
why like the fact that he pops up in here, like I think, when
Right.
the Wizard of Oz ends, the MGM, we just assume, oh, he went back to Kansas. But yeah, I mean,
Did
how
he?
could you go back to like a normal like that? Like he would, So that's why he
Frank
probably
Morgan
was
is in
actually
Maracoor.
right. He probably
He's
was so
still
happy,
there.
like, oh my gosh, I crashed
Oh,
again, and how lucky that I
cool.
crashed like in
Start
this like
over.
tower in the clouds with these like magical tree people.
Hmm.
And somehow his tarot deck didn't slip out of the crash.
Also feels like a gentle nod to Sky Island, which is another L. Frank Baum world that he created,
Yeah.
a magical world in the sky that I really think someone like of contemporary standing should reinvestigate the sea fairies in Sky Island for
Please go back. Yeah.
potential property fun to be had because they're really, really cool books.
Yeah. There was a really good
Uh,
quote here too when he's talking about his childhood and discovering Oz. Childhood is a country for which there is no return.
there's a
Yeah,
lot of
That
that
hit
that.
me.
I know, and I think we're all trying to get back to it, right? That's what we've said
right.
on the pod
That's
before.
Neverland. That's Peter Pan of how like if you know
Mm.
you if you grow up, that's when you lose the ability to fly. But if you never grow up, you can, that whole
Right.
The
thing and just
Polar
like
Express, the little bell.
right, yes.
Yeah. And I love getting to the end to Stassi and Rain have kind of a heart to heart. And Rain like confesses about Tip, and to Stassi says, "Your Tip and your Ozma, it's just window dressing." To Stas.
We are all we are all pretending the gender that we have on,
Yeah, she's
right?
like, "You
Like,
love this person. Like, that's beautiful, you
yeah.
know." But yeah, the moment with the broom, very cinematic. I mean, this is what we've been waiting for, I feel, since we saw her wash up on the shores of
I love
Maracoor
that it took her
Spa.
a while to fly again.
Yeah, like this is a moment. Um,
I love this
yeah.
book. I think I didn't know where I stood, but
Me
as always, I think a
too.
conversation really puts it
This
into
helped me.
you. Yeah, it puts it into
Yes.
you.
So much.
It wasn't
Yeah,
my favorite so far. Like, I definitely like Brides better, so I'll be curious how I like the
I do
third, but I
too.
did really like how it ended. I
But
love
I
where
think that's
Rain ends up.
unpopular. From
Say
what
that
I'm reading
again.
online, I
People
think
really like
people
the
are
second one?
saying people are really loving the second one.
Oh,
Um, yeah, Brides people thought was kind of like slow, and I was like, oh, I thought Brides was so fascinating
I
because
thought it
the
was so
characters are so good.
fun.
I was just gonna say I saw a lot of people voice frustration in Brides of like Rain's
Mm,
amnesia. They were like, we keep like
Convenient.
I'm
hitting this
confused.
roadblock, but I think we needed to hit those roadblocks to get where we're going.
Right, and it
Yeah.
gave him time to pause her, develop Maracoor,
Be like, hey,
right?
here's where we
And
are.
now they're coexisting because we now understand Maracoor a little bit more than we did.
Yeah.
He's smart.
I
That
think I
Gregory,
was
he's a smart boy.
that
He's
Gregory
so
man. We should
smart.
have him back on the pod.
We should. And
Um,
but he just gives us so much.
he
It's
really
like
does.
truly just a gift to have these books and be able to take some time in them and reawaken this fairyland that has been around for so long in such a new, meaningful way.
No. And that's where
Yeah.
I feel is like I realized like Lord of the Rings style actually isn't my favorite kind of genre. Like
Unless it's with Oz, I'll read
this
it.
version of fantasy where it's like all these when you're talking about the Copper Mountain Man, I'm like that's hard for me to really jump on board with. It's hard
Same.
for me to like it's not my first and so I think that's but I still like it because it's it's part of this grander story, but I think that's why I liked Brides better because it was more so about like interpersonal relationships and like self-discovery. Not that this one isn't, but I don't know. I think this one was a
I
little
hear what you're
tougher for
saying.
me. Yeah.
I think this is like the epic fantasy. So people who are the
Yes.
Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
people.
Then you're gonna love it.
And then the people who are like, I want the HBO drama.
Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly. So
we're
I'm
gonna
curious what
pick
the third will
Brides.
be.
Same. I love that we really don't know where this is going. I have
We
no
don't
more
know.
predictions
I
to
have no
make. I
idea.
mean, she's saying like Anne of Green Gables, I am of Maracoor right now, even though it's not technically her home, but she's finding her identity in this place. How
The
is she going to
shell
be
is on
greeted
the
when she
cover
goes
of the third
home?
one.
She has the seashell, right?
Yeah, so like what's that gonna be?
Yeah. Maybe that's how she connects with Maracoor when she returns to Oz.
Yeah,
Yeah, on the cover of The Witch of Maracoor, she is holding the seashell.
right.
My audiobook started going into The Witch, and I said, no! I didn't want
I
to go
know.
there yet. I wanted to wait, but I'm excited to finish this
Me too.
series. This
It's
has
gonna
been
be
a great way to
fun.
start this season. Listeners, we
Yeah.
Oh,
can't wait to
this
hear
is
your
so
thoughts.
fun. And it's
Um,
always a pleasure
Also,
to have Michael back.
yeah, if you want to discuss theater traumas with us, go ahead. We're
Oh
That
here.
my
was
gosh.
wild. That was wild. That was crazier than anything that happened at Marymount, but I do have stories as well.
I think we were of the age, and we were even we're older than you, like of the
Right.
age where there was so much.
Lack of
Nothing was
boundaries.
regulated. Like music
No,
theater
it's just
programs were
like,
somewhat new.
yeah.
My like tangible visual to encompass our experience for us at the age we were at. We auditioned for college with black and white
I always
headshots,
say
and we
this.
graduated
And then
college
it's,
with
Color.
in
You're
color.
freaking
You know,
we
Kansas to
stepped into
Oz.
Technicolor. We
truly,
are
like
Dorothy.
we were in this like very specific 4 years where there was this
Yeah.
major shift.
Like YouTube was
Yeah,
just starting to become a thing. It wasn't like
YouTube.
you like
right.
Em was
Like,
like on the YouTube train. Like she
I
was like one of
know.
the girliest doing the musical theater
yes,
YouTube. That was too
yes,
we weren't that wasn't a thing
That
yet. It was
was
Andrew Peter
such a thing.
Bolger.
Yeah.
right. We were watching Umish
You
do The
Mish. That was it.
Batteries
Yumish.
Down
Yes.
and Shoes and
I'm
like
gonna dye my
Muffins. That was
hair blue.
and that, yes,
Yes.
you
I'm
sure
bored of
was.
if it's almost one.
Oh my God. No,
I
I
can do the
didn't go
whole
to
song
school
right
with
now
y'all,
if
but
you'd like it.
I feel like we did. I feel like we're in the world. You were
What is
in
that
Oz, I
Civil
was in
War song you
Maracoor.
sing? I
I
thought I cut a
learned to
tree
chop a
today.
tree today. I laughed so hard I
I
cried.
cried.
The
Yes.
sun slowly sets. That was my college audition song. God,
See?
no.
God, beautiful. What a time.
Gosh.
Gosh, thousands of
What a
dollars for
great.
that. I just love it. So grateful.
Oh, blessed. Hashtag blessed.
Y'all, we love
Well,
y'all so
this
much,
was
and we're so
fun.
happy to be gabbing about these magical books, and we're excited to have our
Can't wait.
final rendezvous in
It's gonna be fun.
Maracoor coming up soon. Michael, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Michael.
Anytime. Love you, ladies. Love our
We
yearly
love
book
you.
book club.
Yes,
You're
yearly book
coming back
club.
next year.
Yes,
It's like
in
jury
I know.
silver
duty.
shoes. In
I'm like
silver
collecting
shoes.
my things. It's like I now have my Scarecrow, my Tin Man, and my Cowardly Lion. I've
You need your
my
witches.
third visit. So yeah,
Can't
anytime.
wait.
We love you. Bye, listeners.
Bye,
See you
listeners.
soon.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to Down the Yellow Brick Pod. We love linking arms and skipping with listeners like you.
A special thank you to our Patreon Pod Squad members who have become our Found Oz fam all across the globe. If you'd like to join, follow the link in show notes for more info.
Again, you can catch us on the socials and on Etsy serving up some merch, all linked in show notes below.
And lastly, if you are feeling the pod and looking for a free way to support us, consider leaving us an Apple rate and review. Each Apple review also equals an entry into our full-out, no marking, end of the season giveaway, fit for any level Oz fan.
As always, all previous reviews will also be considered in our entries. If you've been with us since 2020, oh, we see you.
Thank you, Ozians. We'll see you over the rainbow soon.
In a clock tick.